Welcome back to the channel Coins Collector, my friends, to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins where history meets mystery and sometimes a single tiny piece of metal can be worth more than a brand new luxury sports car. Today we are turning our attention to one of the most unexpected treasures hiding in plain sight in pockets, jars and dusty drawers across America, the humble United States Liberty 1-cent coin from 1983. Now at first glance this little copper-colored penny might seem like nothing special. After all, it is just a cent, right? But what if I told you that one specific variety of the 1983 penny could be worth as much as $381,000? Yes, you heard that right, $381,000 for a coin that most people would drop in a tip jar without a second thought. That is the kind of mind-blowing fact that makes coin collecting such an incredible adventure. Before we get to why this coin is so rare and valuable, let us step back and explore the story of the penny itself. The 1-cent coin has been part of American life since 1793, when the very first large cents were struck featuring the flowing hair Liberty design. Over the years the penny evolved in size, metal composition and artistic style, moving from large heavy copper discs to the smaller, more familiar Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By the time we reached the 1980s, the penny had already undergone another major transformation. For most of its life it was made almost entirely of copper, but in 1982 the United States Mint made a huge change due to rising copper prices. Instead of striking pennies from solid copper, they began making them from a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. This switch meant the weight of the penny dropped from 3.11 grams to just 2.5 grams. The year 1983 was the first full year of this new composition. Now here is where things get fascinating. Because of the minting process in 1983, a small number of pennies were accidentally struck on the old copper planchets left over from before the change. These rare off-metal errors weigh the old copper weight and can be identified with a good scale and a sharp eye. And if you happen to find one in pristine condition, certified by a top grading service, well, that is where the magic happens. One of these 1983 copper pennies recently sold for a staggering $381,000 at auction, making it one of the most valuable modern era coins in circulation today. Think about that, a single penny turning into a life-changing sum of money. That is why collectors and treasure hunters alike are constantly on the lookout for these coins, rummaging through change, searching rolls from the bank and even checking the coin jars they have had for decades. In terms of history, the 1983 Liberty 1-cent stands at a crossroads between the traditional copper pennies of the past and the modern zinc coins of today. It represents a moment when economic forces altered the very metal in our money. It also shows how even in a mass-produced modern era, mistakes and rarities can slip through the cracks, creating hidden gems that can reward the lucky finder with an extraordinary payday. So as we journey deeper into the world of this coin today, we are going to explore not only its history and origin but also the tips on how to spot one in the wild, the difference between a regular 1983 penny and a rare copper error, and exactly why collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for what started life as just 1 cent. Today's episode is not just about a coin, it's about a small copper-colored piece of American history that many people have unknowingly held in their hands, spent at a store, or left forgotten in a jar at home, without realizing it could be worth more than most luxury cars. We are talking about the 2003 United States 1-cent coin, the iconic Lincoln cent, a coin that on the surface looks ordinary, but certain rare examples are commanding jaw-dropping prices in today's collector's market. Yes, you heard that right, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent that could be worth a staggering $81,000. Before we jump into how this coin could change your life if you happen to find one, let's set the stage with a little context. The 1-cent coin, featuring the proud profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. It's the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than the symbolic representations of liberty that graced earlier coins. That change marked a turning point in American numismatic design, blending artistry with national pride. Fast forward to 2003. At first glance, the Lincoln cent of this year didn't seem to stand out. It still bore the same basic design created by Victor David Brenner, the right-facing portrait of Lincoln, the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," Liberty, and the date, 2003, along with the mint mark depending on where it was struck. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, flanked by "United States of America" and 1 cent. Millions upon millions of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation. Most people used them, spent them, and never thought twice, but here's where it gets interesting. As with many modern coins, there are certain variations, minting errors, and rare conditions that can take something ordinary and make it extraordinary. In the case of the 2003 Lincoln cent, some extremely scarce specimens exist in pristine condition or with unique striking characteristics that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. Some are in nearly flawless mint state, graded MS-69 or even the elusive MS-70 by professional grading services. Others have doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other mint errors that make them one of a kind. These are the coins that catch the attention of high-end collectors, investors, and auction houses. And when the demand outpaces the availability, prices climb into unbelievable territory. So how do we go from a coin worth 1 cent to one worth $81,000? Let's break it down. In the numismatic world, rarity and condition are king. If a coin is both hard to find and in immaculate, untouched condition, the kind that looks like it was minted yesterday, it can command incredible sums. Combine that with the historical significance of the Lincoln cent series, the popularity of modern era coins, and the passionate community of collectors, and you have the perfect recipe for a numismatic jackpot. In recent years, certain 2003 Lincoln cents in top-grade mint state, or with particularly striking errors, have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. The highest known recorded sale reached a remarkable $81,000, an unbelievable sum for a coin many would have overlooked in loose change. This price reflects not only the coin's rarity and flawless condition but also the competitive bidding environment where collectors battle for ownership of truly exceptional pieces. The moral of the story? Every coin in your pocket, purse, or change jar could hold a hidden surprise. That 2003 penny you thought was just another copper-plated zinc disc could be a life-changing find if it happens to be one of these rare gems. So check your change carefully, look for mint marks, watch for any striking anomalies, and if you think you've found something special, get it professionally graded and appraised. The United States 1 cent coin may be the smallest denomination in circulation, but in the right circumstances, it can carry the weight of a fortune. And that's the magic of numismatics, turning everyday objects into pieces of history, art, and, in some cases, incredible wealth.